Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Hagen-Botham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, Andrew Bartolotta.
Welcome to the City Current Show, where we bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference, empowering the good in our community and around the globe. I'm Andrew Bartolotta, and today we're diving into the imaginative world of Dax's Adventure, an enchanting children's book penned by the talented Tyrice Cartwright. Tyrice brings a wealth of expertise as an occupational therapist and speech therapist assistant, infusing her book with not just fantasy and fun, but with educational value that resonates with children and families alike. So let's embark on this adventure with Tyrice and learn how a story can change the way we see the world. Tyrice, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and share Dax's adventures and everything else that we have going on.
Yes, absolutely. So let's kick it off with the inspiration behind Dax's Adventure.
So basically, I am a mother of two and I have a son. And I noticed that when he was younger, he was very shy, very quiet, very not really knowing how to connect with people. And, that caused some barriers with him. So, of course, I'm also a Game of Thrones fan. And to me, that red dragon was the best thing ever. So I just kind of utilized what he was going through, my expertise as an OT and an SLPA on top of the fantasy world that I enjoy, watching in movies and things like that. And Dax's Adventures was birth. And I really decided to get it out there during the pandemic, because I also noticed that everybody was kind of panicking and we were forgetting that our little ones are panicking as well. So I wanted to also bring something together that parents and children can do in a fun and inviting way that can also help them, learn and to connect. So Dax kind of birthed from multiple situations in my life to where now he is on an adventure of his own and just taking flight.
I love it. And I love how your personal professional worlds collided. You saw a need and you decided to
do something.
make it reality. Yes, absolutely. So how has your background in occupational therapy and speech assistance informed really the narrative and themes of the book?
Okay, great question, because I've been an occupational therapist for over 15 years now, and the 75% of my expertise has been with children, so that early intervention population, so that birth to 5 years old, and then the school age children from pre-K to sixth grade, schools and homes. So I know when it comes to the education side, when it comes to those developmental milestones that I always look at. And for our listeners and viewers that are not really sure about developmental milestones, you have certain milestones that when you are a certain age, you are supposed to reach, quote unquote, the norm, to be quote unquote normal. So I saw that these are things that I want to really hone on with Dax's Adventures, even just writing the book, looking at the illustrations, even with our plush Dax that we end up coming out with, that all of these things tie into those milestones to make sure that as a parent, your child will be on target. And I hate saying target, because what's a target? What is normal? But these are things that I really, really took the time to say, hey, this is a tool that can be utilized to help families and little ones to stay on those milestones or stay on track, or a way of, something might be missing. And how can I get what I need if something is missing with my child, especially from a parent aspect of wanting your child to be on target.
I'm really glad that you talked about that. My son, we have two 3-year-olds and a 2-year-old. And so as a father, yes, very fun age. As a father, we noticed with our oldest son that there were some milestones that he wasn't meeting on target, as you said, and is in occupational speech and physical therapy. And we've seen an immense amount of improvement because of it. And so kudos to you, not only as a mother, but as a professional in this field, to say, I want to develop a resource that
Yes.
can be fun and fantasy, but also provide some
Yes.
milestones throughout for those young
Yes.
readers to be able to hit those targets. And
Yes.
so we
Yes.
talk about the milestones, talk about some of the key life lessons throughout Dax's adventures that aim to teach its young readers.
Yes. So, for example, Dax, one of the chapters in the book, Dax meets a new friend, Felix the Fox, and they are trying to figure out how to cross the river. So, of course, in his backpack, he has all these tools to help him. But when it comes to the lifestyle of trying to figure out how to make this work, because of course, we want to always do things for our children versus just giving them a second, let them utilize those brain cells that they have to figure it out on their own. So I also try to include these little nuggets of look at how Dax figured out, oh, we don't have to stop right here. Should have something right here in my backpack to help us to cross the river. So just utilizing his aspect of just thinking on his own. We have a new friend. Let's work together to try to make this goal accomplishable, which is, oh, let's just tie a rope on one side of a branch to the other side and we can safely cross together. So to me, that lifestyle is trying to make your little one as independent as possible when we're not around, which is for me as a parent, when I'm not around, I want you to utilize what I've taught you. When I'm not there, you have skills, just use your brain and think about these things. So I tried to incorporate into each of the chapters when it came to Dax's adventures as well. So it can be more realistic.
I love that. And critical thinking is key. Like you said,
Yes.
as a parent, we want our children to be
Mm-hmm.
able to get
Mm-hmm.
from plan A to plan B without
Yes.
with figuring out some
Yes.
ways to do that. And so
Yes.
talk about the importance of fostering creativity and imagination in early childhood development.
So, okay, so when it came to the creativity part with Dax's Adventures, when the book came out, I knew I already wanted a plush. So, and of course, we have Dax as his, as his plush buddy with his removable backpack. So, what ended up happening was that imagination side and that creativity of when I very first introduced Dax to some of my little special friends that I currently work with. Their imagination soared. I mean, with the items that are inside of his backpack, I saw they were using it in a way that I hadn't thought about using it. So I enjoyed seeing how just even the plush toy is a standalone critical thinking tool, imagination, gone wild type of tool that you can utilize with the book. So I enjoy seeing just giving a child Dax and his backpack, and let's just see what happens. I mean, they have him tight roping with his rope. They have him kicking the basketball. They have him drinking out of his water bottle. That even yesterday I had a little one. Oh, he might be hungry because he's been talking all day and his mouth might be dry. So I'm thinking, oh, okay. She's in her own little imagination world, just enjoying this toy, well, this plush that, like I said, is a tool to help little ones and even as a parent to see they can do these things. Let me just sit and watch for a little bit, not watching the phone, not watching the TV. Let's just see how my child is interacting. And that gives you signs that they are thinking, they are, they are their own little person, I guess I should say, and that this is something that you can cherish these moments and just feel great about it. I mean, as a parent, I always want to feel great when I think about my children and things that they can accomplish. So I love it.
Yes, and you can see how this book is a launch pad to the plush, which then allows them to
Mhm.
expand Dax's adventures, which
Yeah.
in the
Yes.
title, there you go.
Exactly. Yes. We've also started, we have another social media page just titled Dax's Adventures, and Dax goes on adventures every week. So, of course, we had snow here a couple of weeks ago. So, that was Dax's first snow adventure. He didn't realize that, you still need to feed the birds when all of this snow is out there. They have nothing to eat. So, he went on an adventure on feeding the birds. He went to the library the other day for the very first time. So, we're using it in a way of these are all adventures. When you are new going into something, that's an adventure. Just have an open mind, and these things can easily take flight just with something that is simple as going to a library, going to the zoo, going in your backyard, finding, little things that you realize, oh, this is a part of nature. So I just enjoy knowing, as your word, a launch pad, because we do have a couple of new things that we'll discuss that Dax has launched that will be coming out this summer to help little ones stay on target with those new little workbooks that we have coming out. So yes,
Well,
Dax has
let's
multiple
dive in.
adventures that he's going to explore.
I love that. That is so cool. So, okay. So you did mention that, Dax's adventure, especially in today's digital age, this is
Mhm.
to help with family connection skills for the
Yes.
children to explore their creativity and
Yes.
imagination. Talk about what's coming out soon with the workbooks, and then
Okay.
talk about partnerships with
Okay.
schools, libraries, and promoting
Okay.
Dax's adventures.
Yes, not a problem. So, what we currently have in the works that's coming out, Dax Adventures in Education. That we're still playing with the title, but Dax's Adventures in Education or either learning is what kind of we're working on. But they're grade level books. So Dax's Adventures will now have pre-K books, first grade books, second grade books, all the way up through the sixth grade. So I wanted to do that because each summer when school is out, me as a parent, I still have my children doing schoolwork. So I always buy a current grade level that they just were in, and then I buy that future grade level. So during the summer, this is what we're working on, repeating those skills and enhancing those skills with the next grade level. So I said, wait a minute. I can do these same things with Dax's Adventures. Let's use these Common Core standards or these national, educational standards and create Dax's Adventures workbook for each grade level to help our little ones. So that is something that should be out this summer that we're going to utilize. And then also with the partnerships, I'm working with the Memphis Public Libraries. Some of Dax's Adventures are in the library as teacher resources. I'm working with Germanshire Elementary. We're going to do a special little love day of giving third graders a Dax's Adventures book. So things are still kind of in the works for those children, because at the end of each chapter of Dax's Adventures, I have suggested goals that parents can work on. I have suggested activities that parents can work on. It's even a note section where when they have questions, they can always go back and forth, or they can make a note that my child read the whole first page. Or even on the illustrations inside of Dax's Adventures, I did what I like to call Easter eggs. So I put Easter eggs inside of the illustration. So that way, if your little one can't read, you and your little one can sit and just look at those vivid illustrations and, oh, how many red butterflies do you see? Do you see any water bottles in the picture? Because I'm a firm believer of drinking your water and minding your business. So I use my water bottles, Easter eggs, certain number of leaves on trees, things in the sky, to where these are just simple conversations that you can have with your little one to kind of help with that creativity, get that critical thinking started, use those visual motor skills. It's a conversation, a simple of, oh, what does Dax have in his hand? Oh, Professor Sage has multiple colored pants. What colors do you see on this page? I mean, even with my background, I utilize so many different mushrooms. How many mushrooms do you see that are red? How many roses do you see? These are little things that I just know will be great resources just with Dax's Adventures that, and I'm going to date myself. If you're familiar with Barney, Dax is going to take over that Barney realm. I just see him live action, cartoons, multiple things that are coming down the pipeline that I'm just so excited about to get out to the public, that we're here and we're not going anywhere. So
I
yes.
love that. Dax is just getting started, right? Dax is
Oh,
just
yes, Dax is most definitely getting started. Yes, the book just came out July of 2023. The plush came out October 1 of 2023. So literally in a matter of 10 months, I had the book and the plush, and now we're working on these workbooks. So I just know that it's going and going and going, and I'm just excited to see where this is going to land. So I'm just excited about it.
I love it. Now, talk about, for those parents and educators that are listening or watching our conversation right now, how can they reach out to you? How can they partner with you to not only maybe have you as part of their classroom, or maybe to, of course, purchase the book, purchase the plush, and start Dax's Adventures within their classroom or their home library?
So basically, Dax's Adventures is everywhere online. So Target, Walmart, Barnes and Noble, Amazon, of course, because one of my goals is to be an Amazon bestseller. So we're on Amazon. So everywhere online that you can buy a book is where you can get Dax's Adventures. We're on social media. So that's Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So everything will be on our website, ctsllc.org, to where you can also go on that website to purchase plush Dax. You can also purchase books directly off the site as well. And when the workbooks come out, we'll have another little link, because right now we're trialing and erroring some of the pages, because I want to make sure that the directions are simple, that everything is looking how I want it to look. So with me being a control freak, I guess I should say, because this is my baby. Dax is my baby. So I want to make sure my baby is going to be presented in the best way possible. So I can always be reached for story times, helping with lesson plans, because that's another thing that we're working on, is a curriculum utilizing Dax's Adventures with those Common Core standards as well, for each grade level. So I'm always available, which can be scheduled right on our social media site, to have me to come and talk and speak. So yes, I'm even excited about going to the National Head Start Association in Portland, Oregon, coming up in April, to have a pop-up talk and being on a panel to talk about Dax's Adventures. So that's one way to stay in contact with me, because we have multiple things coming up. Even this upcoming weekend, which I know by the time this airs is going to be old, but we are on a panel for Carnival of Words. So it's a children's program that we are going to work with in Macomb, Mississippi, and utilize Dax's Adventures for their Carnival of Words program, which it ties into the Mardi Gras theme. But yes, I'm always ready to do book signings, story times, just present Dax in all environments, to see how he's very adaptable to what teachers and educators and professionals and parents are looking for. Just let me know, and I'm here to help.
I love it, Tyrice, because not only are you once again using your personal and professional life perspective, personal life as a mother of two, and then professional life as an occupational therapist and speech assistant as well, to then come through and say, not only am I an author, but this book has so many tools and resources. So thank you for joining us and giving us insight into the magical world of Dax's Adventures and enriching children's lives through storytelling. Once again, for those listening or watching, you can contribute to the mission and purchase Dax's Adventures at ctsllc.org. And connecting with Tyrice on social media. Keep fostering those precious family connections and fueling the imagination of our youngest generations. Tyrice Cartwright, author of Dax's Adventures, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yes, I'm so glad to be here. And anytime you want me to come back, I will be willing to come back. I enjoyed it.
Yes, let's do it. Thank you.
You're so welcome.